Hi, this is Mr. Data, and welcome back to the Dataverse. Now, as you can probably tell behind me, I've got an AFK Cactus farm. Now, as you can see, there's not any posts or anything like that. This is what is referred to as the string cactus farm. Now, today I want to show you a quick and easy way to make it. It really is simple. It's pretty time consuming, but it's really simple. Also, last season, we built tons of these, tons and tons of these, but they weren't extremely profitable. The difference now is that all of your masteries, your bonuses, your vote tiers, all that good stuff, it is actually going to affect the sales of all of these. That's massive. And we'll get into that here in the end where we can actually crunch those numbers, see what the value is. But let's get into it. So in this chest, I've got this first row are your required items for each layer. Well, that one's not for each layer, but anyways, you need 2 stacks of sand, 2 stacks of string, 2 stacks of cactus, and at least a chest. And then 1 crop hopper per chunk. So let's pull that one out real quick. I'm going to go ahead and pull out these string and cactus here too. Now, before we start building and deciding where we're going to go, if you're on Java, you need to hold down F3 and click on G. And this will show you your chunk border. Because this crop hopper, it says place the hopper down for automatically collecting crops. And it has a radius of 1 chunk. Now, big thing I want to clarify on this, that means the entire chunk. All the way down, all the way up. You can build this thing as high as you want to. Really maximize your profits here. But it is only for this chunk. So, let's take a look here. Oh, looks like I forgot to get my sand. So the first thing that you do, as you can see, this is all set up in a very checkered board-like manner. So we would just go about. And so on until we fill up the entire chunk with those little checkerboards. So again, like the next layer here. Real simple, real easy, nothing too difficult. But again, you just go until you fill it all up. Once you do that, then we come back here and we place cactus on all of it. All right. Okay. And again, we would do that for the entire chunk layer. The next step is your string. Now, for these, you want to make sure that when you're placing them, you're not placing them down here. So don't click on the sand. It'll place it down here. That won't work. You need to put it on the cactus itself. It should be in that little chunk. So what we're going to do here is we're going to run through. Now, some of it's grown up, so that'll be in my way, but that's okay. So we're going to run through. Do a couple rows for us real quick. All right. Then we take our sand and we actually just sit it on top of that. And as you can see right there, it broke the sand, which will then be picked up by our crop hoppers that we'll get to here in a second. Oh, I didn't put one there. All right. And that is it. You just keep going, and then again, once you get to this layer, start it all over again. And you can take this as, oh, let's see, I put that one in the wrong place. We can take this as high or as low as we want. It is totally up to you. The sky is literally the limit here. Now, once we've got all of that built for our string cactus, again, real straightforward, what we want to do is then we can use our crop hoppers. So this is where it's important that we made sure to do it by chunk borders. Again, it doesn't matter how high or how low you put this crop hopper, it's going to pick up everything in that chunk. So I went ahead and built a little platform up here to show you that. And you see it's insanely far away. I can barely see my cactus farm from here. But I've got this set up so that it is... They're taking a corner of each one of these chunk layers. So I can have an entire cactus farm in this chunk layer, an entire one in this chunk layer, an entire one in this one, and so on. And they will pick all of those up. Then we feed all those down into these little hoppers. I can put down at the bottom a auto sell chest, and they'll feed all the way down. Now, again, in the last season, auto sell chests, they weren't exactly worth it. They were okay because you could just be away. You could be somewhere else and have this done for you. But they didn't get any of your mastery bonuses. So you lost a lot of profit because those masteries are 2-3 times, and then your vote tiers add on to that as well. Now, that's not the case. And as you can see, just while I've been here, I've got a whole nother stack there. Now, I'm not putting an auto sell chest here on the bottom because I want to make sure and use that to continue to build my layers up all the way. Eventually, I'll sell them. But the big thing I want to go through here, now that we've actually built it, is let's see what the numbers actually say. Let's see what that breakdown actually is. So, as we can see, we've got a bunch of cactus. Let's see if we wanted to buy a piece of cactus. Let's see what that would cost us. They sell for 15,000 each. And that's because the server knows how much those are worth. You can start an entire cactus farm just off of that one piece for 15,000. Now, you can sell it for $16.25 each. So, let's take a look at that. And I did want to bring up, let's hop over to that wonderful spreadsheet. 1 second here. Okay, and I will include this in the link as well. And while I'm bringing that up, I did want to make sure, guys, please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you want to see next. I want to make tutorial content for everything and break down every number. Make sure you guys are as efficient as possible. But here we go. All right. So as I mentioned earlier, this is our little spreadsheet here. And once we go over here to sell values, actually, let's run into masteries first. So when we look at Cactus, Tier 2, all right, so Tier 4, we get ×2 sell bonuses. Tier 6, we get ×3. So then let's look over at sell values plus mastery tiers. Looks like Cactus sells for $16.25 each, which means that stack of Cactus, which I've got a couple in my inventory now, that sells for $1,040 with no mastery at all. Just a little bit of mastery, and that jumps up to $2,000 for a mastery 1, and for that mastery multiplier for sell ×3, that's 3,000. It used to be that no matter what your mastery was, you were only going to get that 1,000. Now you can literally triple that. So that's huge. That's huge. This used to be all we could earn. Now we can earn a lot more. And that's not even the half of it. If we come over here, we can come over to the end over here by vote tiers. And just by you guys voting every day, you can get these little bonuses as well. So let's take a look at that. If we're earning, what was it? I think right now I'm like tier 2, which isn't big, but it's times 1.4. So let's take a look at that. So let's say that I had it at mastery tier 3. That would be 3120 times 1.04. That's an extra $120 there just for voting. So again, we couldn't earn any of this. Now you can earn all of that. Now, let's hop out of this. Again, I'll include this. Please let me know again what you guys want to see in the future. I'm happy to make it, and I really look forward to continuing to create these. Let me know what you guys would like, and I'll see you guys on the leaderboards.